Here now is Vivek Ramaswamy, Strive co-founder and executive chairman, and the author of the fantastic, great new book, Nation of Victims. Vivek, good to see you. So, Vivek, you've talked about woke asset managers, right? But are we seeing that same woke culture infect American banking as well?
We have, but I think that this is evidence of an even deeper problem of viewpoint-based discrimination in the private sector. To say that not only is that going to affect your social media account, it could also affect your bank account. And this is bigger than Kanye because, you know, Kanye West has his own platform. But this is happening to everyday Americans who don't have the platform that he has. I think that's why this problem runs far deeper. Now, the argument on the other side is that, you know what, financial institutions are free to decide who they want to do business and don't want to do business with. That's what free market capitalism is all about. You know what I say to that? I think let's take the best argument for the other side and examine it a little bit more closely. There are all kinds of reasons that the law says you cannot discriminate against a customer today. You can't discriminate on account of race, religion, sexual orientation, gender, national origin, a whole range of parameters where you can't discriminate. You know what? I say that if we're going to interfere with the market that much and say you can't discriminate against somebody on all of those axes, I don't think you should be allowed to discriminate against somebody on account of political viewpoints either. You can't have it both ways. And I think that's where we need to pierce through the argument that this is somehow the free market, when in fact there are all kinds of constraints that already apply to those businesses, but somehow they're free to discriminate on the basis of viewpoint itself. And
Vivek, the problem here, to your point, this is incredibly serious because if you can't bank in America, you can't cash your income check, you can't write checks, you can't use a credit card. If you can't access the world of finance, it's almost impossible to live, which is why it was so powerful when the Canadian government shut down the bank accounts of the truckers in Canada with their protest.
Look, I think in the American context, we are not a country that forces you to choose between the American dream and the First Amendment, between putting food on the dinner table and speaking your mind freely. We are the quintessential nation where you get to do both of those things at the same time. And you know what? The irony is that it was actually the creation of protected classes, including for race and gender back in the Civil Rights Act, that created the very conditions for this viewpoint-based discrimination. A lot of people miss that. The way civil rights statutes were construed in the 70s and 80s through case law was to say that actually not discriminating on race also includes not creating a hostile workplace environment or a hostile environment where certain viewpoints were deemed to be hostile. So the irony is that the very civil rights statutes that prevented discrimination allegedly on the basis of race, when they were broadly construed, created the very conditions for the rampant viewpoint-based discrimination we see today, while leaving viewpoint-based discrimination unprotected.
Interesting.
So this was a problem. If it started with the law, it needs to be finished with the law as well. And I think that views ought to be civil rights. Political expression ought to be a civil right every bit as much as race, gender, or anything else.
But Vivek, maybe they're going to get creative in their way they think about banking. Remember, the finance industry, banking did a great job of tracking down the web of terrorists after 9/11. And they were able to use financing to shut down bank accounts of alleged terrorists. But now we have the Biden DOJ saying, listen, if you're a parent who's protesting at a school board because of CRT or transgenderism, you're a domestic terrorist. So maybe they have all the excuse they need to start going after parents who don't agree with this administration's agenda. Shut down the bank accounts. Take them out.
Well, this is why even back in the post-9/11 days, I was an opponent of the expansive use of government power, even to fight actual terrorism. Because once you let Pandora out of Pandora's, once you let effectively Pandora's box open, you can't put it back inside. And I think that once you've given the government that much power, it's just now in the government's duty now to decide whoever they get to count as the terrorist and to be able to use that to use their power to now persecute political opponents as well. So I think it was a mistake then, and now we're actually unfortunately having to live the bad consequences of giving the government that expansive power to use private institutions like banks to be able to quash political dissent. Unfortunately, that's what we're seeing in America today.
We are reaping the consequences. Vivek Ramaswamy, a man who believes in free speech and free finance. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it.